Okay folks, welcome back to another edition of Action Figure Imagery Tour Reviews. Today we're having a look at two basic WWE Mattel figures, MVP and Omos. His wrestler name Omos. These two, at the time of the recording of this video, are currently feuding with Bobby Lashley. And these two, Omos is first time in a line figure, and he is Series 130. MVP is Basic Series 128. So they don't come in the same series. They didn't come in the same series. One had to wait 2 series later to receive Omos. However, these two are together right now as a wrestler-manager tandem right now. As you see the packaging, Omos Series 130. On the back of the packaging, Omos, and you see his signature moves on the back. You can see that two-handed choke slam and a big boot, and the pictures of the figures of the wrestlers that come in the series with him. And MVP, as we've had MVP figures before. Here's the back of the packaging, and you see the figures that he comes with at the bottom. And his signature moves are listed also as a wrestler. There's also a wrestling version of MVP. This is the manager version of MVP, but his finisher moves as a wrestler are on the back also. Signature moves, rather. The Playmaker and the 305. Okay, now let's have a look at these two guys outside of the packaging. Okay folks, here are the two out of the packaging. Omos and MVP out of the packaging. Of course, we all know, been keeping up with the line. For those who've been keeping up with the line, you know that Omos, this is his first figure in the line. He's a first time in the line figure. And MVP, this is like the third, I think probably the third MVP figure made. You have an earlier version of MVP back in the older days when he was young, and I had that figure in my collection. I'll show it to you later in a slideshow and make comparison. And then you have the MVP figures of the day of him being older, and this is the manager version of MVP right here. But Mattel also has a wrestling version of MVP also. And for those of you that watch WWE wrestling, you know that these two right here are together as manager and wrestler. And let's go over, I guess we'll go over Omos first, since it's his first time in the line. Nothing special about his attire. He's a plain basic black attire, black jeans, black tank top, or muscle shirt, whatever you want to call it. But it's a pretty cool figure, even though he might look pretty plain looking. But he's very solid, tight limbs. The limbs are not loose. You don't have to worry about his arms being too loose or anything. I think it's a good likeness of Omos. I think they did a nice job giving him his haircut. Pretty basic figure, no pun intended, but a fun figure to have. And it's nice finally having Omos in the line. As you see the rest of the figure here, and I think I've heard a rumor saying that an Elite Omos may be on the way in the future. Can't wait to see what an Elite Omos is going to be like. But if we don't see an Elite Omos, I'm satisfied with this one. This one right here is better than a lot of Elite figures, in my opinion. This is a pretty cool figure right here, in my opinion. But there's not much to discuss about it, Omos. So he doesn't have any accessories or anything. But MVP jacket attire. The necklace, of course, you know, is movable, and you can bend his coat like that and look inside of his vest. And his vest moves, and the tie is also movable. If you can get to the tie can be moved around. And yeah, so not much to say other than that about these figures. They come with very few accessories. So let's now look at the slideshow of these two. Okay, folks, here's the slideshow as promised. Before I can continue for the rest of the way, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. And right here you see that Omos is in series number 130. He's the first time in a line figure. He's a brand new figure. See his signature moves again. Two-handed choke slam in the other one. There's MVP in this packaging, series 128, as you can see. And Playmaker and a 365 signature moves, as you can see. There are two together right there. Two different series. And there they are standing next to each other, and you see the height difference. Notice the height difference between the two. There's another shot, this time with Omos standing behind MVP. As if when they come out to the ring. There is Omos by himself. Profile pictures. Right side view of Omos. Back view of Omos. And like how they did his haircut, it's very nice. And left side view of Omos. And they did a nice job on his beard too. It's a nice figure, just excellent action figure. It's just my only complaint about Omos. There's Omos next to the Great Khali, by the way, another giant, 7 foot plus. There's more comparison shots of the two. What I was going to say, Omos should have had longer arms. That's my only complaint about him. As you can see, he's over 7 inches tall. But I think Mattel should have gave him longer arms like Khali. His arm should have been a little bit longer. There he is compared to another the Big Show, random Big Show figure. All these guys are over 7 feet tall, by the way. And I just think Omos should have had longer arms, just a little bit longer. I mean, I may be wrong. Is it just me, or I just feel like his arms aren't long enough. But other than that, it's an excellent figure. And here's Omos compared to all-time great, the legendary Andre the Giant right there. Comparison shot between Omos and Andre. Probably one of the most well-known 7-foot wrestlers of all time, 7-foot plus wrestlers of all time. MVP, profile shot up close, shot of the face, nice facial sculpt, by the way. Like how realistic looking it looks. A nice view of the chain and the tie and the purple shirt. Nicely decorated figure right there. And as you'll see, as promised earlier in the video, you'll see the very first MVP figure in a little bit. When he was much younger than he is now. And now, for those of you currently keeping up with WWE, as you all know, these two have been feuding with Bobby Lashley, the Almighty. And there's a shot of Omos and Lashley staring each other down. And I just wanted to make comparison pics since they have been feuding with Lashley, as Lashley is formerly under MVP, and there's Omos kicking Lashley in the face with one of his signature moves, the big boot. And that's my attempt at Omos trying to do the two-handed choke slam on Bobby Lashley, but because of the limited articulation, I could not make that happen. So he just grabbed him under the arms. But these three have, the two have been feuding with Lashley as of recent. The posting this video, many of you may know, as MVP is a former manager of Lashley, and as you see, the MVP is a little bit over 6 inches tall. And there are the Giants again, all four of them together in a comparison shot. Andre, Big Show, Great Khali, and there's Bobby Lashley with the Giants, along with Omos. And there's Omos with MVP's necklace. You want to see what his necklace looked like on other figures. It looks great on him, on Omos, by the way. And there's MVP without his necklace. And there's the first figure of MVP right there. And there's the back of the packaging of Omos. Again, this time in scan. And scan image of MVP's packaging. And last pics will be the comparison shots of the first MVP and the current MVP. And again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you, and have a blessed day, and we'll see you in the next video.